Hi guys, today I wanted to do another keep versus return video. Today I'm showing some pieces that are new to me from Sezane. Sezane's one of my favorite brands. I just feel like all of their details that they put into every piece are so intricate and so feminine. This is not sponsored, this is something that I personally purchased, and I just love to be able to review each piece, maybe talk through sizes and which pieces were my absolute favorites and which ones I'm sending back. So I'll highlight which ones I'm going to keep and I will return the rest, and you'll find out at the very end. So let's get started. Number one, the outfit that I have here is a combo, and so the top and the bottom are in this Western Bohemia print. It's got these beautiful brown buttons with it. I just loved all of the intricate details of the pattern. Whenever I do get a pattern, I make sure that it's a small print, and so while this can be all over the place, each little piece is very small. This exact shirt is sold out right now and you can create an alert. I also linked to a dress that's very similar to this, which I personally am drawn to having the pants that go with it just because it's a little bit more on the 60s Beatles side of things than the dress is more of this like bohemian style that I know some people just absolutely love. Obviously they're both a bohemian print. It definitely does have those like flower power vibes to it. One drawback that I had to it is just that I will need to get the pants hemmed. That's totally fine. I'm just like in a pinch right now trying to find a tailor. I did like the way, especially on the side, it does create this beautiful long line. Even though it's a print and it's got all this stuff going on, it really was an elegant look, especially from the side. I really didn't mind the print that's on the butt either, and so that was kind of like an interesting pattern there in how they chose to make that flattering. The zipper's on the side, and so then you're not losing any of that pattern work that's in the front. So next is a jumpsuit, and you guys know I just did a video covering different jumpsuits and reviewing them, but because I'm just a fan of Sezane, I wanted to see kind of what their jumpsuits fit like in my own review of that. I would say that I was really impressed with just the way that this one seemed a little bit more elevated than some of the other ones I've tried. I felt like their belt that they put with this was well done because it's going to match the belt buckle to all of the buttons here. And whenever I can have a little belt with a jumpsuit, it's going to just cinch my waist. Just the booty and the length of the jumpsuit was really good, but I will need to just take that up a little bit as well, maybe like an inch, keeping the original hem and hemming that up a bit. I liked how thick it was, but still is a short sleeve, so that's gonna be great as we move from, late summer into early fall. This is gonna be an absolute wonder piece. And anytime that you have a jumpsuit, it's just like the easiest thing to just throw it on in the morning and then you're pretty much dressed for the day. So that's why I really like them. This one has a belt that is removable too, and I feel like that's kind of hard to find. And it's also great if you just want to adjust it a little bit. And of course you can switch it out or go without a belt. All of those are good options too. Next is the Kate blouse. This thing is fantastic. I just love all the sequins all the way around it. The Kate blouse is something I'm familiar with as well because last year I picked up one that was very similar to it. It was the Kate blouse, but it had, instead of colorful sequins, it really had just this beautiful like black confetti sort of looking thing, and it was so lovely, and I wore it for New Year's and I bring it out for special occasions. Having it at this short sleeve too is great because it can be year-round. You could wear it, date night or anything when it's still summertime. You could wear this to some sort of event, or you could dress it down with jeans. So there's lots of great options with it. Because my skin personally is a little bit more on the pale golden side, that it's been good to try to put more yellows and golden tones into my wardrobe. It also, when you flip the sequins over, it has more of a blue tone, so it just has this whole array there. And the sleeves are a bit puffed. Also on the website it says that the buttons are on the back. They're actually right here on the shoulder. Next is the Antika blouse in red. Now, one thing to note about this is that I've been noticing like this was a hard one to get a link to, so if you just search it, it might be a little bit difficult. I will leave you links down in the description box to each one of these pieces. And the red one, I had a lot of trouble finding it. It also comes in ecru and in black. I have that white one as well, and that's what I started from, and you guys loved it so much. I loved it it so much that it felt like a solid piece where I could try it in another color. So red is a color I'm introducing to my wardrobe. Why I like it so much, I love anything that's a short sleeve that has a long short sleeve. I feel like that's very flattering, and it just sort of like makes me feel like my arms look better when I have a longer sleeve. So then I also love just this scalloped look to the neckline. The buttons, just the fact that they made the buttons the exact same red as the shirt and they spaced them unevenly, that just makes me incredibly happy. It looks like little tiny cherries. Next is this Paolina shirt. This is this beautiful blue color. Obviously, I've been adding more blues into my wardrobe. I feel like blue is gonna be a great color for a lot of people. That's another thing when you have sort of like more on the pale golden or just golden skin at all. It could be that you have that complementary color of blue moving opposite of that, blues and purples. And so this one is going to be a good color, and that's why I was gravitating toward it. Some details about the shirt itself. This is the only print that it comes in. It's this beautiful blue and white polka dot. It's got these crazy ruffles along the sleeves, and the sleeve here, while it goes down halfway down the arm, this is something that puffs up a little bit because they have elastic along the edge there. That might be something you don't really feel too comfortable in, but I would say it's loose enough to where it, for me anyways, it feels just fine. These are on the smaller side too. I wish that they went one size down just because I'm petite, but as far as shirts go, I still sit comfortably at a 34. The buttons on this one, they chose to go with something that blends in very well with the rest of the polka dots. So they have these cute little tiny pearl buttons there. So very good if you want something very feminine. Next is the Feliz blouse. This one I have to say is the most disappointing out of the bunch. I really had high hopes for it because I love the retro look of it. I love wearing a lot of browns. It even has little flicks of green in it. Even just having something that's cinched on the waist. All of these things were indicators that this was the shirt for me, but I ended up not feeling the way that I imagined at all. I feel like this was too big on me for one, so if you are in between sizes, definitely get a size smaller if you can. Also, I just feel like it just felt like it wasn't flattering at all. I felt like I was kind of swimming around in it, and it wasn't form flattering even if it was a little bit smaller. I feel like just the way that everything is cinching seems to be in the wrong areas, and where it's bigger seems in the wrong areas. Just was not cutting it for me. So if you do absolutely love this one, feel free to try it, but it might not fit the way that you imagine it to. If it was up more, if it was a little bit more cropped, I could see that then where it's cinching would be appropriate for layering with any sort of pants underneath. But where it is right now, even with, I have a longer torso, and it just felt so wrong. Next is the Abigail shirt. So I love the fact that this is a knit, but it's something that they're selling in summertime, and it is lighter. So it is something that I would feel comfortable wearing. Because it does have a little bit of a metallic thread to it, it does have just a little bit of I wouldn't even call it itchy. You can just tell that it's a metallic fabric. But I do think that this could work well into fall, into winter, if you're layering it just right, because it is sort of that metallic thread. This just has this beautiful neckline. It's my favorite part of the shirt is the neckline. The fact that it's just round, more of a scoop neckline, and then having that ruffles added around it, the little button detail. And also I would say when it comes to a shirt like this, it's either going to drape and lay nicely or it's not, and I would definitely say that I love the way that this one is laying. It feels like it's flattering. I would say it's just sort of exposing a little bit of skin, but not too much, and it does have another retro vibe to it. Finally is this Maylan shirt. This one, I really was excited to see what these color combos would look like on me, and I actually am not disappointed. I think it's a beautiful shirt. I love that the sleeves, they're honestly my favorite part of the shirt. So the sleeves definitely taper toward the bottom, so you can poof this sleeve out as much as you want to, and it is so much fun to play with that. I also, because of the way that this has that sort of contrasting ribbed yellow tone to that little sleeve lace detail there, I went ahead and added some pants that were of the same color, and it was just, again, like this This whole video is just filled with surprises, and this outfit is so remarkable. It also has this blue sort of ruffle along the edge here, along the buttons, the cuff, everything. Or sorry, the collar. All of that said, this was a piece that I would 100% keep if it was a little bit smaller. If they ever come out with a 32, I swear, all the petites out there will rejoice because it will just fit like a dream. But this one is a little bit overwhelming on me, so I'm really going to have to decide if I should keep it or not. I love the paisley detail, and I'm personally not a huge fan of paisley designs, but this one is very interesting, and why I think I'm drawn to it the most is just because the yellow tones in this, it's not something that you see anymore. It's something that you normally see in pieces that are left over, whether they're on clothes or furniture from 60s and 70s. So having these colors reintroduced into modern pieces is what's so interesting to me, and how they still made it so feminine is beautiful. That's my review, and wait till the end to see which pieces I'm keeping and which ones I'm returning, and I guess I will see you guys next time. I'm trying to post on Tuesdays, by the way, right around now. This week got a little funny, crazy stories. I'll catch you guys up on Instagram. All right, I will see you guys next time. Bye.
You showed up at my door, restlessly in search of something I can offer. You pled for something more, and I'm too scared to tell you what I want. 'Cause when you come around,